Thank you for tuning in to Madazone HD Sportsnet presented by the JMU Alumni Association. We're here today for the Track and Field Coaches Show and joined as always by Head Coach Cheree Hicks. I'm Kevin Warner, and we're going to catch up on this past weekend's results for the Dukes. The Dukes were up in Northern Virginia at the Mason Patriot Invitational. And Coach, if you want to give us your analysis of how that invitational went for the Dukes.
I thought the invitational went well. We had some ECAC qualifying marks. We had some warm marks that kind of moved us up along in the conference. So that's great. Gives us some confidence going into our conference championships in a couple more weeks. We had Jasmine Waddell and Ariel Scott qualify for ECACs in the hurdles. And we also had the 4x100 meter relay qualify for ECACs as well. And actually be in the top spot for ranking at our conference. So that's awesome.
And talking about that relay, I believe you've now had 3 different relays qualify for ECACs. Do you feel like those relay teams are about where you want them at this time of year?
That is up to their coaches, Coach Reyes and Coach Rinker. I'm sure as coaches we could never get enough.
Right.
So we always think that we can do better, and we know that we can do better. As well as the student athletes. They came into the stands like, it's like, we know we can do better on exchange. So even the student athletes know that they have a lot more in them.
Now, in terms of Ariel and Jasmine, I know that to this point, the first couple of weeks, Deanna had really been leading the way in that 100 hurdles, but those two stepped up and hit the ECAC marks. Was that kind of expected, the performance that they had up at Mason?
They've been having some wonderful practices from what Coach Reyes has been saying, so that was very expected.
This weekend now is the only home invitational of the season for the Dukes. How important is that for the program to put on a good show and this one chance to host a home meet?
Well, it's important for us to showcase our talent here in Harrisonburg, and it's important for us to have the community, the JMU community and the Harrisonburg community behind us as we compete at least one meet this year and home. So it's awesome. We're going to have Richmond coming, we're going to have Marshall, and we're going to have Navy, and these are all going to be the women's teams only. So it's a women's only competition, and we look forward to hosting it at home.
So I know that the travel squad that goes to each meet each week doesn't necessarily have the entire team on it. There's whoever's being entered in the races that week. Does this meet, because it's at home, present an opportunity for some student athletes who might not always compete to now have a chance to compete because it's at home?
Yes, it does allow an opportunity for everyone to compete. And like I said, we want to showcase our talent of our home team here in Harrisonburg and at our school.
So with the JMU Invitational this weekend, what are maybe something that people can expect from this meet, or what are you looking for looking ahead to this meet?
Well, it's a good competition. It's a good opportunity for people to see what we have going into our conference championships and ECAC championships. We've been on the road so much that no one has had the opportunity to see us compete. And so we're excited to have people behind us.
And we want to make sure that you know that you can watch that entire meet this weekend. Free video on Madazone HD Sportsnet presented by the JMU Alumni Association. So just how you're tuning in now, tune into the live events on Saturday, and you can catch the entire meet on Madazone. And Coach, wanted to give you one chance here before we sign off for this week. I know you're past your primary recruiting points for this year, but I wanted to give you a chance just to talk about when you were talking to potential student athletes about coming to this program. I know you're well into your first year now here with the Dukes. When you're talking to student athletes, what things are you talking to them about, either about the JMU track program or about the university itself? What are kind of the key selling points when you're doing a recruiting pitch?
Well, my key selling points are just JMU in general, and basically the character of not only the campus but of the people that work here and go to school here. I think as a whole we have a family kind of caring environment, a supportive environment. Everyone wants to make sure that you get to where you want to be in life, not just myself. That's my own philosophy as a coach, that I just want to make sure that you get to where you want to be as an athlete as well as a student. And so I think that this environment here at JMU, between the professors, the administration, everyone wants to make sure that the student athlete is taken care of, or just the plain student is taken care of. And so that's what I sell. I sell personalization. I sell a home environment. I sell a family environment. I sell this awesome city of Harrisonburg that is small, yet it has enough stuff to be a little bit of a city. And then I also have JMU where there's a lot of stuff to do on campus. And then we got to talk about the food. It is one of the top 5 places in the country that has the best food. We would all agree, E-Hall. And so, and so those are some of the things I talk about, as well as selling the staff and the administration as well.
Well, I'm sure all of those things will be on display this weekend. Usually the April Saturdays are a great time to be here in the Valley. So come on out this weekend, check out the JMU Invitational with the squads that Coach Hicks mentioned. And if you can't make it out, once again, tune in to Madison. Thank you, Coach Hicks, for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.